That shit working? Maybe it's not. Oh, it look like it is though. Yeah, though. Let me find out. Yeah, that. Let me find out. I don't even know if my audio is working, bro. What is going on with this shit, cuz? Man, this shit ain't working, bro. Fucking motherfucker. Alright, there we go. Alright, cool. Alright, I had some shit that I wanted to fucking talk about. And I'm gonna play some shit when I'm fucking talking. Now that I know that I got fucking sound, cool. Yeah, though. So I wanted to talk about some things, man. Hold up. It ain't gonna take long, and I ain't gonna be here long, you know what I'm saying? You think a diggly schmiggly smell me. Let me get my shit right real quick, though. Just a low bit where it's clicking the red. The motherfuckers can hear what the fuck I'm saying and what the fuck I said. That's all I wanted to know. I just wanted to make sure my shit was working. Alright. I do want to play some shit though. Hold up. I gotta get that StreamYard shit together, man. I do want motherfuckers to come up and shit, but man, bro. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna bounce, nigga. I'm gonna turn this motherfucking bullshit off. Turn that shit off. And play the shit that I wanna hear. Hold up. Yeah, though. You ain't know. You ain't know. Yeah, you ain't know. What's a motherfucking instrumental song? And I'm gonna get into it. Alright, y'all. Look. I had an idea or a topic where show idea where it talks about crucial consequences for men, males, boys, or whatever in life. I really wanted to talk about this because I was thinking about this and it was on my motherfucking mind. One of the pointers that I came up with, it was risk versus reward. Now it's a few different ways you can play this. On the risk side, how much of yourself are you willing to give? And the other question is, what are you giving? What is it that you're giving? Are you giving some flaky shit? Are you giving some real shit? What the fuck? What are you giving? Are you giving some type of, how can I say this? Are you giving what you're capable of? Or are you just giving empty-handedly? And this ain't even got nothing to do with the male, female, or man, woman dynamic. This is just me. I'm just talking about the men, the males, and the boys. This is more of on the masculine side. Me talking to the fellas. You know what I'm saying? And now reward. I just want to put that out there. What type of risk are you taking? I'll wait for the reward. I'm gonna get to the reward, but the risk. What kind of risk are you taking? Are you risking your fucking life? Are you risking your body? What is the risk? There ain't really no definite answer to any of this. I'm just up here talking shit, you know what I'm saying? Just words of thought, concepts for you to think about. Now the reward side of things. And I can elaborate on all of this stuff. I'm just putting some stuff out there and people can, can think about it if they wish to, Now the reward side. Are you thirsty for a reward? Do you think you're entitled to a reward? Have you done anything to receive a reward? Are you like a dog? So if you do a good job, you get a reward. Like what aspect of reward are you going for? Are you rewarding yourself? Or are you being rewarded by somebody else? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I hate the motherfucking shit. Fucking commercials and shit. But that motherfucking beat, stupid. But I just wanted to talk. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of different concepts that I want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but reward. Are you stretching yourself thin just to get a reward? What are you doing? These are things that just ain't directed towards the crowd. This is actually shit for me too. So me just talking is some therapeutic shit for myself. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I got everything right and correct. Nope, not gonna do it. But I do think that things that I say, it can provoke, myself and those to think about certain things, find their way. But yeah, I have another versus action versus focus. Okay. Now on the action side, you bought that action. You ready to jump? You ready to go at any given moment? You ready to grrr, you ready to shoot the machine gun? You ready to jump off the ledge? You ready to do all of this shit? But what you doing though? You running. And this is my opinion. You running. What you running from? What you're running towards? What type of thing you doing with your hands, your mind, and everything? And this is some action shit. People say, myself, people say actions speak louder than words. But when you speak, is that not an action? Of course, you know the answer to that. It's an action. So what is the cliche about the actions speak louder than words? My words, your words can move shit. This is what I come to find out myself. If you have not found out that, what you speak sends a wave out here. Things that I've said, things that I've heard. I'm not going to sit up here and act like I've created all the lingo. And other motherfuckers, you know, they say they create all the, no, it's lingo everywhere. If you come up with something creative to say, that's some action shit. And motherfuckers will literally soak that shit in and start utilizing a certain way you say a certain thing. They will. That's just the truth. I've seen this shit too many damn times. Even through texting. Even through motherfucking text. I could text some shit. I'll be on some certain motherfucking media platforms and shit. You feel me? I'll text some shit. Next thing you know, I come back the next day, a motherfucker texting the way that I'm like, what the fuck? Like, hold the fuck on. These motherfuckers wasn't talking like this, wasn't texting like this, wasn't saying this shit. But look, I ain't even tripping. That's admirable to me. These motherfuckers admire me, obviously. I'm gonna get off of that, and I'm gonna get to the next one. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep playing this beat too. I'm gonna just go through this shit and I'm gonna get off this shit. I ain't got to write my motherfucking stream. I don't know what the fuck is going on with my stream, but I just wanted to say this. I wanted to get through these things. Now focus. When it comes to focus, I really have myself. You put myself out there. I don't give a fuck. I have a difficult time focusing. And you know the reason why? All I know is the fucking moment. How do I, with all this shit that's around me, and the environment that I come from, and the environment that I'm currently in, I don't have the luxury to predict the future. Now, let me say this. As far as focus, I've been able to create a space for myself and to not think about certain things that will hinder me from doing certain things, to where I'm able to lock myself in a room and just motherfucking do hours and hours of fucking research. I literally myself, and I know everybody's not even capable of, or I ain't gonna say capable, but they're not even there to be available to even do this type of focus type of things because they're too busy. They're too busy. I was caught up in the too busyness of life. This shit ain't fucking easy, man. I ain't gonna sit up there and cap at all. So when it comes to focus, when it comes to motherfucking focus, man, and you know, this reminds me of a story my aunt told me about. And I, you know, I'm still sad about certain things in our relationship to this day because he actually helped me. I lost my father at a young age, so I ain't really have no guidance. And this ain't no sympathy or no cry or nothing like this. I don't give a fuck. Like, look, don't look. I'm just putting it out there so motherfuckers can get to know me. I'm a real genuine person, a being, living, just like a lot of you are. So let me get back to the whole focus thing. When it comes to focus, you don't have to do shit. I'll say what I had to do. I had to create a space for me to where I could drown out the noise around me and focus on what I'm trying to do. I still have to do that. There hasn't been a time that I have not had to do that. Every single time when it comes to my focus, I have to remove distractions. I've got to a point now where distractions, even if I do have a distraction, I've got to a point to where I learn how to, block that shit out. The problem with that to me, the problem with that to me is when you have to block something out, your attention is somewhere else while blocking a certain thing out. So that takes away from your focus. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. There's a story, Musashi. I think it's Tokyo, Japan. Musashi, the samurai, his teacher. He was a wild man. What is it? Man of a thousand deaths or something like that. Like, I don't quite really remember the story. I read about Musashi and I watched the movies. The wild man just running around the wilderness, just slaughtering everything, slicing everything, pulling out his katana, just thrashing, bashing everything. He's just a wild man in the wilderness. He comes to find out there's groups of, I don't want to say organizations because this is back in the time. They formulating, they grouping up and they forming they groups. You know what I'm saying? They're surrounding them. He find himself in the battlefield, had to fight 100 men. And actually, he was good. This is a natural motherfucker. So he naturally talented. He picked up the things. He grown up in the wilderness. He figuring out the environment. He's surveying the terrain. He's seeing what he got to do. But he's a wild man. He don't really have no information that will secure him. He basically is on his last leg at a certain point in time. After he fight them 100 men, he fought to his death. But look what happened. He don't fall to his death, but he falls to the point to where he reaches death, right? And somebody comes along, takes him, gathers him up, works him back to good health. You know what I'm saying? Brings him to his place. It seems like to me in the story, whoever came along, knows a little bit about him, but stayed out the way. But anyway, comes along, picks him up, takes him to his place, and nurtures him back to health, right? But this is what happens. The individual that brings him to his place, he locks him in a room. Right? But guess what he locks him in the room with? He said, I've seen you. You've done a lot of things. You're an artist. You're mystique. You're witty with your sword. There's really no one that can defeat you. But the way that you moving, he sees a certain thing. He basically was saying that you're gonna defeat yourself because of certain things that you haven't perfected. You haven't took the time out to focus what you're good at.
Hey everyone, this is John from Simpler Trading. So,
you know what I'm saying? So, you haven't took the time out to really sharpen what you're good at. And that's where you're feeling at. This is what the guy, that's what the individual was telling him. But he locked him in the room. He had a little slit in the door. I seen this shit. This is some old school shit. And it actually was very, very eye-opening to me. But anyways, he locked Musashi in the room with a room full of books. And what he told Musashi, he said, "Dude, you can't come out this room till you master these books that I have in here for you." But the whole thing with the focus, I'm bringing it back around. This is the whole origin of the focus thing. When you really focus and you start digging in, you start going into something. I fuck up when I say that. No, me. I ain't pointing a finger at nothing. This is what I've done, and I think that it would be beneficial, to you if you decide to do it. Just if you have the time. But this is what I've done, and I've got to a certain point in my life, and I still have to go into the chamber to focus. I do, and remove distractions and clear my mind and clear my thoughts so I can receive some new information, so I can recognize certain things. Every day is a remolding of something new. It's a reconfiguration. And this is just me. This is my thoughts. These are my thoughts. It's a reconfiguration of something new. Me being able to take time to focus, I've realized how important that is for me. And I think it would be beneficial to you. And I'm just sharing this. Well, I'm gonna go to the next. I can continue to talk about that, but I want to get to the next idea that I had about what I wanted to talk about. And actually, I'm not gonna be. What am I coming up on? 16 minutes. I'm gonna go for about another 15, and I'm gonna get out of here. I might even go for that long, but I want to talk about this. I put up homeless versus wholesome. So I'm gonna start with homeless. I'm not speaking of homeless as if somebody on the street. What I mean by homeless, when I say it, well, I mean in this context right now, not when I say it all the time. In this context right now, homeless is where, how I think is where there's nowhere where you're like accepted for who the fuck you are. It's funny because this homeless thing reminds me of a show, old school show, right? I think the show was called Cheers. I think the song goes, it goes, where everybody knows your name. I don't know if people remember that show. And they're always glad you came. You know what I'm saying? To me, the aspect of homeless is not having something to where you're received and you're accepted for who you are automatically. Like, you familiar to others. So homeless to me is not a physical thing to where, in other contexts it can be. But for what I'm saying, you're really like abandoned. You don't have a place where you can go where everybody knows your motherfucking name and where they always glad you came. Some, depending on, I gotta get out of this. Me. Every time I say you, we're gonna flip it and say me. I'm gonna make this personal. I'm not pointing no finger at nobody. There's nothing to blame. There's no judgment or none of that shit. I've realized the point of the homeless thing that I talk about right now in this moment is knowing me knowing when someone wants me there and when someone does not want me around. So I could go more into it, but now wholesome. I'm gonna get to wholesome. Now wholesome starts to me on how I think about me. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like every single day of my life that I think the most of myself. To me, being wholesome is being full of yourself, full of who you are, accepting of yourself, loving yourself, caring for yourself, taking care of your body, taking care of your mind, clearing your thoughts, getting all these things in alignment for whatever I'm trying to pursue and whatever I'm trying to do in my life. And I've already said this, I got my bullshit. And I think everybody has their bullshit. Excuse me. I think everyone has their bullshit. I have to ask myself though, where does my bullshit start? And where does my bullshit end? Same thing with when. When does my bullshit start? When does my bullshit end? You know, I mean, being wholesome, it's actually there's a lot to me as far as wholesome. Because whole is 100%. And I don't mean whole as motherfucking hole in the ground. I mean whole as in complete. Being full. Being full of who you are. Being so wholesome. You like a fucking diamond cutter. To where any type of scrape it's gonna be minor because you a diamond cutter. You blasting through mountains, you cutting mountains, you drilling holes. You know what I'm saying? You're purposeful. You utilize it. Man, see, it's you shit. You motherfuckers done. I have a level of programming myself where this you stuff, I gotta turn that shit around on me. But I just want to share this. You know, I really, and that's what I'm doing. But yeah, to where, I'm diamond cutting. I'm cutting through mountains. I'm dynamite. I'm all of these things. And this is another thing too, with a wholesome thing. And it comes down to some creation stuff. This is some philosophical. I'm getting to some philosophical. Hey, look, I don't give a fuck if you don't like it. I'm gonna talk philosophy. Philosophy is actually the root of what society is actually. So I'm not gonna go there right now. So people try to knock philosophy. Oh, you ain't philosopher. I ain't about to philosophize. Why not? But anyway, I ain't gonna go there right now. But this is what I'm saying. The thing with the wholesomeness. This is what I was gonna say. And this actually, this is not the whole God thing, the whole God complex, right? This is what I say. I believe in God, and you know why? Because I'm God. And I believe in my motherfucking self. You feel me? Yeah, though, you heard it here. I ain't gonna get into all the manifestation and all this stuff. Yeah, so for me, I'm not gonna say I'm perfect with it. Believing in myself, but I do my damnest to believe in myself and what I'm capable of. Where I'm able to take time. I'm like, look, I'm focusing on this. I'm doing this. Man, look, double slit theory. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm already experiencing things when I put my mind. When I think about some stuff, I start to manipulate molecules and things start to happen. Depending on my concentration. My concentration on what exactly am I trying to do? And what exactly do I want? So, you know, the whole wholesome thing, yeah, that's what I'm saying about the wholesome thing. Let me see, yeah, okay. This is another one I have. Belief or doubt. Now that's a big one right there. That's a big one right there. People, look, and I'm not naive about belief. And I'm not going to sit up here and say that belief is not powerful. But my thing is, just because I believe something does not mean it's going to happen. And just because I believe something doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. So there's a window. It's like this belief thing is like the motherfucking circular doors when you go into like a Capitol building. They got I don't even know what the fucking the sliding door where it's like a circle. It got multiple panels within the door. It's like a push door. You walk through and that motherfucking door spin. To me, that's how belief is to me. It's like some Wheel of Fortune shit. You believe something, you grab the handle, you take a motherfucking spin. Yeah, you believe a certain thing's gonna happen. I believe a certain thing's gonna happen. But it does not mean that it will. But it does not mean that it won't. That's the dichotomy. You know what I'm saying? That's the dichotomy with this shit. And that's the type of world that I think that I'm in. Now doubt. I could get more into belief, but I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it right there. Now doubt. To me, doubt is more so a plummeting state of an emotional thing. When I've doubted things, it seemed to me as if more things start to happen. I believe in this is what I believe. When you think about negative things, more negative things happen. And the flip side of that, when you think about positive things, because when I think about positive things, I keep doing that. I gotta get better at that. When I think about positive things, I know that it takes a longer time for them positive thoughts to formulate. So me thinking of the positive things, and it's still a belief. But how long is my belief and my thinking to where I'm able to manifest and I'm able to manipulate molecules for the things that I want? So the whole doubt thing, I've noticed. The whole doubt thing is like it's a dark place for me. It's been a dark place for me. So I do my best to, you know, to not doubt. Because what good is doubt? What good is thinking down on my own self. I'm taking myself out the game off my own thinking. Look, I've been in certain spaces where I look at the world like, oh, look, this shit, everything that I'm being fed, media, news, religion, politics, all these certain type of things get filled up in my motherfucking head, and I start to doubt. I start to doubt. My thing is, what good is me doubting that? Because that does not benefit me to add gas to the fire. So okay, well, let's say the motherfucker, let's say it's the end of the fucking world right now. Let's say the fucking planet about to blow up, niggas, motherfucking aliens, bombs, fucking rockets coming to the ground, asteroids, all kind of crazy shit. What good? All of this shit could be going on around me. What good is it to me to say, oh, well, it's the time, it's the end? What good is that for me? I'm like, hey, it is what it is. This is happening. I'm not about to be doubtful in this moment. I don't know what came before this, and I don't even know what's after this, so I'm not going to be doubtful. If and when I leave, I'm going to leave out this motherfucker believing highly and on a positive note. I ain't going out on no negative shit. No. Hell no. To me, positivity is like a fucking lightning bolt. Charged up. Ready to go start like that diamond, like that diamond cutter. Cut through. That's positive to me. Breaking shit down, getting things out the way. Accomplish certain things. Accomplishing certain things for my motherfucking self. So, you know, I remain a diamond cutter, you know. Break through the negativity and stay in positive belief. So, yeah, I just want to talk about that, about doubt, belief and doubt. All right. Now, flare, and steal. Now, the whole flare thing, you know, it's cool. I'm gonna talk about that. But steal. Now, steal is like it's a motherfucking homonym where steal could be steal and steal could be like material. So I'm speaking metaphorically. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to flare, okay, something like a spark, something that's seen, something that, you know, that can be marveled at. Now the flare thing for me breaks down into categories. There's always categories and context and how you utilize things. So I can have flare in my life. I can have flare when I light a wick. I can see the wick and all I see is flare. And by the firecracker about to pop. Pow! You know what I'm saying? So the flare, I more so in this situation am utilizing flare in a certain way of social society, how I may or may not carry myself. Now the type of flare, and I equate flare with swag. I actually also equate flare with who I am trying to be. But for me, when it comes to flare, what's the temperature of the flare for me? Is it all the way up? Is it through the roof where I'm like, yeah, ready to go? For me, I have to like not a simmer, but more so not too hot, not too cold. Right there at the sweet spot for the flare. Not saying that flare can't turn up though, but it's just a slow, not slow, but it's like a bearable spark, for whatever the condition or situation or environment that I'm in. But that flare though, let's say, I'm gonna say when a flare is necessary. A flare is necessary when, let's say, you mind your business. Let's say I'm minding my business. I'm somewhere, I'm kicking, I'm hanging out, right? I'm just chilling. I'm in my group. I'm enjoying the night. I'm having a good night. And some kind of buster come up and like, oh, motherfucker see a nigga like, oh, this motherfucker doing this thing. He enjoying himself too much. This is what the buster is saying, right? And I'm like, man, no, I'm just chilling, yeah, enjoying this shit. And this is where the hater shit come in. When your flare is too much where it brighten up the motherfucking room. I say mine. When my flare is so bright where it's just taking over the whole. That's when it comes to me. When it comes to flare, it's about your aura, your energy, bro. That's a part of this energy thing, and that shit real as fuck. I'll get into flare. I've had this experience my motherfucking self, where man, I'm feeling so good about my motherfucking self. I'm having a good day, motherfucking. I had a chilling, cooking up food, chilling with the homies. Brought some bitches over. We kicking in. We wasn't on the fucking shit. We was just kicking in, enjoying fucking life and the flare. After we kicked it at the spot, cooking that chicken up, doing my thing. We just kicking, having a good. This is when I had my purple Cutlass. Ride around the city, motherfuckers. Hey, I'm putting this shit. That purple Cutlass, the 85 that was my project car. I was putting that shit out, going to the junkyard, getting pieces and shit, learning more about vehicles and shit. I was doing all that shit, bro. Putting it together. I'm riding around my city and shit. Motherfuckers see me, you know what I'm saying? Bucket seats. The purple plush bucket seats with the motherfucking race aluminum rim. Man, shit, you can't tell me nothing. Couldn't tell me a damn thing. But look, that one day had such a wonderful fucking day. I even felt it myself. And it's not just one, it's not just a thought. It's also a feel. So when your thinking and your feel, when my thinking and my feel started to intertwine, it started to boost my energy as far as how positive I felt about myself, how good of a time I was having. And the night that I went into a spot, just chilling. That motherfucking flare was bouncing off a nigga. And people seen that shit. I remember, it just reminded me of that moment with the Rick James when motherfuckers, when Charlie Murphy was said, he seen an orange aura coming off this motherfucker. I swear. On my father's grave, this is exactly what was happening. It was literally colors coming off a nigga like, but it was energy though. Because it was how good I was feeling and how well I was thinking about myself. Having a wonderful day, a beautiful life, enjoying this shit and actually pulling in energy from the atmosphere and fueling how I'm feeling about myself or when I'm thinking about myself. Just something to think about. Now, I'm going to say still, I could go more into flair, but I'm gonna leave it right there. I think I think people will get the idea. But still, Still and STEAL. Now still, and this reminds me of a quote from the movie. What is it? The Next Karate Kid with Jaden Smith, where it said there's a difference between being still and doing nothing. Karate Kid. So how I look at it, being still, to me, it can be detrimental. It can be beneficial, and it can be detrimental. When I think about still, this is the STILL version of still. That means not making any movement. Though, while still does not mean to me that you're not thinking, or that you're not storing, or that I'm not charging. For when I come out of the status of still, what I do after I come out of the status of being still. So it's a powerful thing when I talk about still. But for me not to be still, to where if something happens, I'm just like stuck or frozen. I'm in a motherfucking time capsule where I can't do shit. You feel me? So the whole still thing in that aspect or that context, STILL, right? Still is good for certain things versus being still when certain shit is happening and something comes towards me. I gotta make a move. I can't be still. I'm gonna leave that version of still right there. I can go into further explanation, but I'm gonna go into still the other aspect is homonym. STEAL. Now for me, this is an attribute. This is something that for me, in certain type of environments, I aim to be. Without the rust stop. You feel me? Titanium, steel, iron, whatever type of cold shit that I think about, this is a quality that I actually admire when it comes to STEAL. The only thing about this though, I want to be able to be still if it comes to a situation where I have to deal with. I gotta be hard than a motherfucker. Hard than a motherfucker. Willing to put my motherfucking life on the line for some shit. And stand on it. And say, hey, this is where I'm at. This is what it is. And this is how I'm going to deal with it. To me, that's an attribute of still. Being solid. Not melting under the heat. You know what I'm saying? Still being hard when it comes to break through some concrete. You know what I'm saying? Being on point like a pick. If I take something, I put the steel in the heat, right? I put the steel in the heat and I'm like a blacksmith. I'm shaping that steel so when it get cold, harden up, I'm ready to do something with it. I'm ready to do something with it. Yeah, though. So the steel, and then, when it come to them, when it come to that wet kind of candy, you know what I'm saying? I'm be stealing it too, though. I ain't gonna get too crazy with it, but you know, you figure diggly, schmiggly, schmell me. Double salute to all the troops. You already know what it do. Yeah, though. Hella, 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 hella factory. I'm just up here chopping it up. You know what I'm saying? Just talking shit. Yeah, real quick. You already sniggity, sniggly, know that. But you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna do this last one, and I'm gonna get up out of here. This was just a, you know, this is a perspective, you know. Let me get my motherfucking stream out together. I don't know. They done did an update and all that shit. I ain't been streaming for a minute. I'm gonna get this shit together where motherfuckers come up and talk their shit. Cause you know, that's how I'm gonna do. But yeah, there's one other one concept that I had an idea about. Talk, and it's walk versus run. Okay. Now walk, to me, when you walking, it's not a bad thing to walk. Because there's so many things for me that when I walk, I recognize certain things. I'm surveying the place where I'm going to and where I'm at, right? I'm looking at all these things. I'm walking. I'm taking deep breaths. I'm inhaling. I'm moving around. I'm soaking in the atmosphere, even though the atmosphere might be fucked up. But look, that's where that doubt comes. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna do my thing. But I'm walking. I'm looking at all these buildings. I'm looking at all the land. I'm looking at all these things and thinking about how do these things come apart and what is going to be the evolution of these things that I see while I'm walking, right? While I'm getting good utilization of my body while walking. Walking, to me, also includes thinking. So when I walk, I see, I survey, I'm living, I'm walking. I'm using the joints in my feet, all my toes, you know, touching the earth. Now, you know, see, the thing with walking, and, you know, I picked up a lot of game from a lot of different little areas. The whole walking thing, right? This brings up to me the whole region of the soul. This is some soul stuff. This is some energy transformation where they created the rubber soul, where it has been created, right? When the last time, I've done this before where I took off my damn shoe and walked barefoot, literally barefoot. Now, depending on where the fuck you walk, you know, you might fuck your foot up. You might get a glass or a nail in your fucking foot. So I don't advise it. If you want to, if you're gonna walk somewhere, this is what, at least if I want to walk somewhere, I want to go somewhere where the shit ain't polluted, ain't all fucked up. I want to walk somewhere nature because I know my feet is sensitive, and when I walk, I'm soaking up energy from the environment where I'm at. So I want that walk to be an experience that I'm living, and I'm soaking it up, and it's coming into me, and it's energizing. It's energizing. I think that the feet and the hands, and I ain't gonna go there, but to me, feet, hands are energy transmitters, where they can your hands, my hands and my feet can transfer energy. For instance, if I put my feet on a bitch back and my feet cold, right? She gonna be like, get the feet on your feet cold. But let's say I put my feet on a bitch and my feet hot, like warm. You'll be like, oh, bring that foot up. Yeah, it's the same thing with my hands. If my head is cold, ain't nobody gonna want to feel that shit. But if my shit warm and it ain't sweating, but it's ready, that's an energy transference. When I touch a bitch, yeah, let her know, like, look here. all this shit energy to me. So the walk thing, I can ramble about this shit all day, but I'm about to get off this shit. But run though, okay, now run. Now we talked about running, right? Running actually, for me, put a lot of strain on a nigga. Like, running, When I was in the motherfucking military, I used to run 7 to 8 miles a day, easy, like it's nothing. The thing for me when it comes to running, the rush of adrenaline that I've experienced when I run. Let's say I take a day, I just run, just run, and running. I'm not even really thinking while I'm running. I'm almost like a robot when I'm running. So when I'm running, I'm just running, right? But the thing is, after the motherfucking run, right? The opening of my pores. I ain't gonna get metaphorical right now on the run. I'm gonna get up. I'm about to chill, man. But off the run though, the running, and I run, right? It's for me. The running that I've done is always like my pores sucking, opening up for oxygen to breathe. Like I'm sweating, so when I'm sweating, I'm getting the toxins out of my body, right? And when I stop, my pores are opening. My pores are actually like pulling in air for my body to breathe. It's weird. I've experienced this, and I've seen this. Actually, I see this. I remember I was asked, "What do you think of the green grass grows?" Right? Motherfucker asked me, "What do I think about that when I hear that?" Right? And I said,